Well, hello to my wonderful grandkids, Winnie, W-I-N-N-I-E, a Sterling, S-T-E-R-L-I-N-G, James, J-A-M-E-S, Roman, R-O-M-A-N, and Cleo, C-L-E-O. I hope everyone's doing well today. I'm going to add 2 new words to our list of words. Big, B-I-G, when we start it with a big capital letter. And then that's how it's spelled with a lowercase small letter. Big, big. And what's the opposite of big? The opposite of big is little, L-I-T-T-L-E, or a little L-I-T-T-L-E. We sometimes see it big letter, sometimes see it with a little letter. Okay, so that we're going to add to the other words we know. Now today happens to be President's Day, where we say happy, H-A-P-P-Y, happy birthday to all the presidents, B-I-R-T-H-D-A-Y, especially the very first president we ever had was George Washington. So, as always, I love, L-O-V-E is love, you, Y-O-U. Let's see, let's try the word no. No, today is not a Sunday, today is a Monday. No, and then the opposite of no. Where is that word? That's the opposite of no. We've got so many words in here we learned already. Well, another word that kind of sounds like no is not. This is not a Sunday. And, oh, yes. Yes, I will read a story today. Yes, Y-E-S. Oh, I said I will, W-I-L-L. I will read a story in a little bit. And you are probably wondering what this story will be about. W-H-A-T, what? And, there's the word up. Like I go upstairs when I go to bed at night, and then I come downstairs, D-O-W-N, when it's time to get up in the morning. Winnie is a she, so is Cleo, so is your mom. The she, S-H-E, but your dad, James and Sterling and Roman, are a he, H-E. You see that in a lot of the stories we read. Me refers to me, or if you say me, it means you. Me and you. All right, and then here's a strange two. We could go to the store to buy 2, T-W-O, candy bars, but that would be too many for me to eat. You shouldn't eat 2 candy bars at once. Yeah. Too much candy. T-O-O, too much candy. Okay, Baxter is our dog, D-O-G. We are in our house, A-R-E. Arr, sounds like a pirate. Today there was snow outside when I got up. Was, W-A-S. Dad is a super great guy, D-A-D. And of course, so is Mom. Is a great lady, M-O-M. It is a book I'm going to read. And I said, I am going to read a book. And Andy, and I'm going to read a book, and I hope you will like it. And we were reading a book 2 days ago. So, this, THIS, this story, STORY, this story is, the story is about, ABOUT, the girl named October. Now, October is also the name of a month of the year. But here is the girl whose name is October. And this story is telling us about two girls. And this girl, she seems to kind of understand how this girl feels. So October is quiet, but when she says something, this girl says, wow, she knows how I feel. A girl named October. October was wise, quiet girl with long lashes of autumn wheat. Her lashes are such a pretty color. They look like the wheat at autumn time. October is at autumn time too. She often would stand looking at nothing of which I could see. What are you doing? I asked one day. So this girl here is telling the story. So she says to October, who's just staring out, looking at nothing, she says, what are you doing? I'm standing on the world, she responded with certainty. Well, I guess we are all standing on the world, aren't we? Then, pointing at my feet, she said, aren't you? She said, yeah, I guess I am standing on the world. I did not know how to answer, though, so I said nothing. Ooh, look at this. They're out lying in a field of flowers. Whenever I came across October, she always had the corner of her lips curved upward, like in a smile. Why are you smiling? I asked. I'm touching the world, she said. Her world seemed pleasant, calm, and full of purpose. There are so many ways, aren't there? So many ways that we touch our world. I didn't know how to answer her, so I said nothing. And now we see them out by a pond or water. One weary day, my frustration led me to pick up a stone and throw it into the water. I watched as it kissed the surface, sending out hundreds of ripples over the pond. I don't know if you've ever done that when you've been outside and throwing a stone into the water. And when it hits the water, it sends out these ripples. October strolled beside me and whispered, "You see it, don't you?" I didn't know how to answer her, so I said nothing. But she looked like she wasn't very happy that day. She said she was frustrated. Maybe she was trying to do something, she couldn't get it just right, and that made her frustrated. As I rushed about on another occasion, I found October walking beside me with an armful of thick books. Look at all the books she has. Wow! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17 books. That's an awful lot of books to try to carry. What are you going to do with all those books, I asked. October smiled, handed me one. When I read them, I can see farther. Can't you? I didn't know how to answer, so I said nothing. So she said, when I read a book, I can think about places way farther from where I actually live. Like today, you can think about being out in a field or out by a pond, when really you're just sitting in your living room or your basement or wherever. Okay, now we have them. They're outside. I see birds and I see leaves. And so one dreary morning, there was October in the window, painting with a light touch on a paper that picked up the green, yellow, and purples that swirled about the page. I called to her and said, "What are you painting?" She handed the painting to me and said, I said, "Why are you painting?" She handed the painting to me and said, "So I can have longer arms. Do you know how far you can reach?" I didn't know how to answer her, so I said nothing. So it looks like October thinks she can reach farther if she's trying. Sometimes I would find October sitting on a cracked old bench with a pen in her hand and a notebook in her lap. She wrote words that were soft and peaceful, sometimes sharp and really too truthful. I asked, "Why are you writing those words?" She answered with her hands outstretched like a century-old oak tree that wanted to sweep the stars out of the sky. She was trying to look like a tree. I speak loudly when I say nothing at all. You heard me, didn't you? I didn't know how to answer, so I said nothing. Oh, look, there's a beautiful bird. On a hot afternoon, I saw October running barefoot on the sandy shore as she tried to catch the breath of the wind on that sticky day. She stopped at a shell that captured the sun. It was a shell. Captured the sun in its opal face. Delicate ridges lived on the shell, and October rubbed them between her fingers and smiled. These are the ridges, so she was holding that shell, looking at it in the sun. The sun was making it showed little different colors. I called out, "Well, why don't you keep it?" She looked up with her cheerful eyes and said, "But I did, didn't you?" I didn't know how to answer, so I said nothing. A new season had come, and the dandelions had turned. They were now stalks of snowflakes, light, dusty, and soft. October held a strand and blew gently on the puffy flecked cotton ball. The specks caught the breath of October as they scattered. October delighted in the dandelion fleece as though she were blowing candles on her very own birthday cake. So she picked up some of those dandelions and was blowing it, and there was even little snowflakes on them because it had gotten kind of cold. She thought it was like blowing out birthday candles. I asked, "Why do you take the time?" She smiled and said, "My eyes are so much bigger when I do. What great things have you seen?" I didn't know how to answer, so I said nothing. A bad wind came one night, and everything was tossed and turned, and the sky was gray with worry. Yet there was October, skipping over dusty sidewalks as though a carnival had come, and she would be the first on every ride. She doesn't look happy, but she looks very happy. I called out to her, "Why are you skipping?" She stopped to remedy an overturned bike and then said, "Because my heart beats louder in a terrible storm." "Doesn't yours?" I didn't know how to answer, so I said nothing. Crisp leaves rustled under October's footsteps. I watched her cool shadow stretch to the tall, dark oak. So there she's walking in the sun behind her. Look at the big, long shadow that she made. The tall oak tree stretched its lean, long branches to the blue jay, and the roots of the oak sunk to the bottom of the earth. I took a deep breath, and I felt sad. She's feeling sad, but look, she's always got a smile on her face. The sun settled down, and the wind whispered at first, and then it was quiet. I was tired, and I had no answers. I was older and heavier in my heart, in my step, and in my hope. She just feels very sad today. I tried to lift my head, my very heavy head, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw long lashes of autumn wheat blowing in my direction. So she could see her big eyes and long eyelashes was over there. October was smiling for me at this one moment when I was too tired. And then I did understand. October was touching the world, and I smiled back. So when she was very sad, October was there smiling for her, and that made her smile. I knew that I was touching the world too. So she and October became friends. Okay, that was a nice story. So October is very present to this girl, and without realizing, even the smallest memories and interactions can impact very large and often imposing world. Touching the world is an abstract idea, kind of hard to picture, but it's something that we actually all do. And so, October wanted to remind her that we all have a beautiful world. So, I hope you liked our story today. I love all of you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.